Something is happening inside your arteries after 60, and you can't feel it until it becomes an emergency. By the time chest pain shows up, the clog has often been building for years. Before we go any further, subscribe to this channel. If you want to stay healthy and independent as you age, you need simple, science-backed tips you can actually use, and we share them every day. I've spent years studying the patterns behind heart attacks and strokes, especially in adults over 60. And one pattern keeps showing up. It's not just bad genes, it's not just getting older. It's daily, repeatable food choices that quietly push your blood vessels in the wrong direction, or the right one. And today, I'm going to rank 5 foods cardiologists love because they support healthier blood flow and help lower the stuff that builds plaque. Plaque is that sticky, greasy build-up inside your arteries, like gunk inside an old pipe. And by the end, you'll know exactly what to eat, how much and how often, without gimmicks. Now, before we continue, tell me your age and where you're watching from in the comments. This helps us understand who we're helping. Here's what most people get wrong. Most people think unclogging arteries means one magic food melts plaque overnight. But that's not how your body works. Plaque is not a simple chunk you can wash out. It's more like layers of damage, inflammation, cholesterol particles and scar-like tissue. Inflammation means irritation inside, the artery wall, like a small fire that won't go out. The real goal is to make your arteries calmer and less sticky. You want fewer harmful cholesterol particles bumping into the artery wall. You want better lining function in the vessel, so it relaxes and opens. That lining is called the endothelium, which is the thin inner skin of your blood vessels. When it works well, blood flows smoother, like a clean highway. And the big shocker? A 2022 study from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that people with the highest olive oil intake, just over 7 grams a day, had a 19% lower risk of cardiovascular disease mortality compared to those who rarely used it. That's not a supplement. That's food. That's a daily habit. Source. So no, it's not about panic. It's about playing the long game, on purpose. Now let's get into the countdown. And please listen closely, because number 1 is the one most seniors ignore, even though cardiologists see it work again and again. Number 5, walnuts. Most people think walnuts are too fatty for heart health, but actually, the type of fat matters more than the amount. Walnuts are loaded with unsaturated fats. Think of saturated fat like candle wax that can stiffen things up. Unsaturated fat is more like oil that stays fluid. Walnuts also have plant omega-3s plus fibre. Fibre is the part of food your body can't digest. And that's good because it grabs onto cholesterol in your gut like a sponge, so less of it gets into your bloodstream. Here's the everyday picture. Imagine your bloodstream is a kitchen sink drain. Some foods create greasy sludge. Other foods help keep things moving so build-up slows down. Walnuts don't scrub your arteries like a brush, but they can improve the mix of fats in your blood and reduce the small, dense LDL particles that are more likely to sneak into artery walls. LDL means low-density lipoprotein. People call it bad cholesterol, but the real issue is what LDL does. It's like tiny delivery trucks carrying cholesterol around. If you have too many trucks and they crash into damaged artery walls, plaque grows. A 2021 study from Loma Linda University and the University of Barcelona group behind the WAHA trial found that older adults, who ate about half a cup of walnuts daily for 2 years, lowered LDL cholesterol and reduced total LDL particles by 4.3% and small LDL particles by 6.1%. That matters because smaller LDL particles can be more risky. Source. So how do you actually eat them after 60 without gaining weight? Do it like this. Start with 1 ounce a day, that's a small handful. If you want the study-style amount, half a cup is bigger, and it adds more calories. So don't jump there on day 1. If you're trying to lose weight, use the swap rule. Not add, swap. Instead of chips, have walnuts. Instead of cookies, have walnuts. Instead of a second slice of toast with butter, have walnuts. The simplest plan is 3 times a week at first. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 1 small handful each day. If you wear dentures or you have trouble chewing, you can still use walnuts, chop them small, or blend them into a paste and stir into oatmeal, Or sprinkle crushed walnuts into yogurt. And if you're on blood thinners like warfarin, don't panic. Walnuts are not like leafy greens with vitamin K. But any big diet change should be discussed with your clinician because your meds are dosed based on your habits. But wait until you see number 4, because it targets the artery lining in a way that surprises people. Quick question before we go on. Have you experienced cold feet, leg cramps when walking, or numb toes? Comment yes or no below. Number 4. Blueberries. Most people think blueberries are just sugar in a cute package, but actually, blueberries have special plant compounds called polyphenols. Polyphenols are natural chemicals in plants that can help fight oxidative stress. Oxidative stress means rusting damage inside your body. If plaque is like gunk in a pipe, oxidative stress is like the corrosion that makes the pipe wall rough. And rough walls catch more gunk. Here's the thing. Even when your cholesterol numbers look okay, your blood vessel lining can still be stiff and cranky. And that stiffness makes blood pressure worse. It also makes it harder for oxygen to reach your legs, brain, and heart. A clinical trial published on the NIH site described a placebo-controlled study run through Pennington Biomedical Research Center, and it found improved endothelial function after daily blueberry intake in adults with metabolic syndrome. Endothelial function is how well your arteries relax and open. When it improves, blood flow gets easier. Source now, that study used a lot of blueberries, about the equivalent of around 2 cups a day. That's not realistic for everyone, so let's make it real life. If you're over 60, aim for 1 cup of blueberries at least 4 days per week. Fresh is great. Frozen is often cheaper and just as useful. Here are easy ways to do it without turning it into a dessert. Put half a cup on oatmeal. Put half a cup into plain yogurt with cinnamon. Add a cup into a smoothie with unsweetened milk or kefir. Kefir is a fermented milk drink. Fermented means it's been pre-digested by healthy bacteria. Some people find it easier on the stomach. If you have diabetes, blueberries can still fit. The trick is portion and pairing. Don't eat them alone on an empty stomach. Pair with protein and fat so your blood sugar rises slower. That could be yogurt, cottage cheese, or a handful of nuts. And if berries bother your stomach, start with half a cup. Or try them with food, not as a snack. But wait until you see number 3, because it works in your gut first, and then your arteries benefit. Number 3. Oats. Most people think oats are just breakfast. But actually, oats are one of the most cardiologist-approved ways to lower LDL using food. The secret is beta-glucan. Beta-glucan is a type of soluble fiber. Soluble means it turns into a gel when it hits water. That gel is powerful. It traps bile in your gut. Bile is the stuff your body makes from cholesterol to digest fats. If fiber traps bile and you poop it out, your liver has to pull more cholesterol out of your blood to make new bile. That's one way oats can lower LDL. Think of it like this. Your body is trying to take out the trash. Oats hand your body a better trash bag. Now, many studies show this effect when people get around 3 grams of oat beta-glucan per day. That often looks like about 1 big bowl of oatmeal, depending on the brand. So here's how to do it after 60, in a way you'll actually stick with. Use old-fashioned rolled oats or steel-cut oats most days. Instant oats can work too, but they're easier to overeat and often come flavoured with sugar. Your basic target is half a cup of dry oats, cooked. Not half a cup cooked, half a cup dry. Cook it with water or milk. Add cinnamon. Add blueberries. Add crushed walnuts. Now you're stacking the foods from this list like a cardiologist would. If you get bloating, start smaller. Do 1/3 cup dry oats for a week, then move up. If you have trouble swallowing, make it softer, cook longer, or blend into a smoother texture. And if you're gluten sensitive, buy certified gluten-free oats if needed. But wait until you see number 2, because this one replaces the fats that harden plaque-building pathways in the first place. Before we go further, if this is making sense so far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more videos like this. Number 2. Extra virgin olive oil. Most people think olive oil is just calories, but actually it's one of the best fat swaps for heart health, especially after 60. Extra virgin olive oil has monounsaturated fats and natural antioxidants. Antioxidants help reduce oxidative stress, which is that rusting we talked about. And remember, plaque doesn't form just because you ate one bad meal. It forms because artery walls get irritated over time. Olive oil helps because it can replace fats like butter and margarine that are often higher in saturated fat. Let me be clear. This works best as a replacement, not an add-on. If you pour olive oil on everything but keep the same butter, same pastries, same fried foods, you may not get the benefit. A 2022 study from Harvard T.H. Chan School found that people who consumed more than 7 grams per day of olive oil had a 19% lower risk of cardiovascular disease mortality compared to those who rarely used it. Source: what does 7 grams look like? It's a little over half a tablespoon, about 1.5 teaspoons. That's it. Here's the routine. At lunch or dinner, use 1 tablespoon total across the meal. Drizzle on cooked vegetables. Use in a simple salad dressing. Dip bread lightly instead of buttering it. If you cook with it, it's fine, but for the most benefits, use it as a finishing oil too. That means add it after cooking when the food is warm. If your budget is tight, use regular olive oil for cooking. Save extra virgin for drizzling. And don't fall for the idea that more is always better. A tablespoon or 2 is plenty. Number 1. Fatty fish, like salmon or sardines. Most people think the story is only about cholesterol, but triglycerides matter too. Triglycerides are a type of fat in your blood. If LDL trucks deliver cholesterol, triglycerides are like extra cargo. High triglycerides often travel with insulin resistance and belly fat. Fatty fish contains omega-3 fats called EPA and DHA. Omega-3s help lower triglycerides and support calmer blood vessels. Inflammation is that slow fire inside the artery wall. If plaque is a scab, inflammation keeps picking at it. Omega-3s help the area calm down. Plaque cracking leads to clots. Clots are the sudden block that causes heart attacks. Study reported that EPA and DHA reduced triglycerides by about 15%. Food first. Aim for 2 servings per week. A serving is about 3 to 4 ounces cooked, palm of your hand size. Best options are salmon, sardines, trout, and mackerel. If you hate fish, try canned sardines in olive oil with mustard, or canned salmon with Greek yogurt. If you have gout or take blood thinners, talk with your clinician first. Now I want to hear your story. What made you click? Food is powerful, but not a substitute for urgent care. If you have chest pressure, call emergency services immediately. Do not wait and see. These foods support your plan. They don't replace it. Increase fiber slowly to avoid gas. For the first 7 days, pick just 1 change. Make oats, or use olive oil as a replacement for butter, or eat salmon once this week. Your body will tell you if, it's working. Energy can come back. If this helped you, hit that like button. We post new tips every day. Stay healthy, stay strong. Thank you for watching today.